Hey, it's Free and welcome to this video blog episode of The Soul Growth. This episode, I kind of want to touch on part 3 of why I feel like sex is not a sin. What happens when we create children out of non-love relationships? Doesn't seem like a big deal, does it? Seems like it's just a moment in time and that moment is not captured. That moment just is passing. But it's not. Do you know that where your consciousness is from the moment of conception until that child is born, and even into the growth of that child, impacts the mental, spiritual, and emotional state of that child? If you look at a child that's born in a loving situation, a loving home, the relationship between the mom and the dad was very healthy, very, very balanced, those children tend to be a lot more happy and peaceful in general. They just naturally are happy and calm and cool and collective, probably laid back. But think on the other hand on the kids that come from situations where maybe it was a one-night stand, or maybe it was one of those things where there was just no love there, or maybe it was a rape. The spark that I spoke of before that occurs when you join the seminal fluid and the egg, the seeds of life, that spark that is given, that spark that is created from sex, actually has a lot to do with mommy and daddy. It's almost as if they're taking an electrical point and they have electricity in their fingers and they come together like psh, and they're both putting a little bit of life into that. But it depends on where their mentality is in that time that affects that life that goes into that. But all of that is genetically encoded into that baby, into that child that is conceived from that. This thing that we do called sex, it can be so fun, right? But it can be so dangerous. And that's what I'm trying to get us to understand. And I'm not trying to scare anybody away from sex. Definitely the furthest thing from my mind. But as I said in a couple of videos ago, it's the difference between doing it responsibly and doing it recklessly. You can drink alcohol, of course, but everything is good in moderation and with control. Are you going to drink a pint of alcohol and then try to drive? I mean, you can. Doesn't mean it's going to be the safest thing. Doesn't mean that it isn't a little bit on the reckless side. Doesn't mean that you can't harm someone because of how much alcohol is in your BAC is so incredibly high. So if I think about that, this is what I'm saying to you about why sex can be so dangerous. Sex can be so powerful. Sex can be so beautiful. Sex can be so elevating. Sex. Yes, I keep saying sex. I want us to really, really, really get to the place together of understanding if we teach our children differently, if we teach our children that it's not a sin and we're open about sex early on, and we don't teach them that it's this forbidden fruit. We explain to them what it is, what comes with it, why it can be so dangerous, why it can be so good, how it can be of power, why we shouldn't create more people and more children out of unhealthy sexual relationships. If we break it down, if we dig into our knowledge, we don't even have to break it down to our children actually, because what did I just say? Where your mental state is embeds into that DNA of that child when it is created. So I say all of that to say this. It starts with you. And it will probably take a while for us to get into a better place sexually as a society. But it starts with you and the children that you bear and the energy that you put out there and the energy that they put out there in turn, and the energy that they teach other people in turn. It starts with you, baby. You have power. Are you misusing your power? Are you not even realizing that you're using this power? Not anymore. Not if you watch these videos. So what are you going to do now?